Good morning, Professor Steinberg. This is Emily Walters, and I am doing my final project. My title is called Get Out and Explore the World. First off, I want to explain that I am from Ohio, New Philadelphia, Ohio, 14 years born and raised there. My parents and I moved to West Virginia so my dad could work in the coal mine 6 months to a year. And then we moved back to Ohio, and he worked there for a little bit. And then the place that he was working at decided that some people had to go on unemployment. And that was like end of 2008. And then my dad was looking for a job, coal mining specifically. And he finally got an interview in Wyoming in 2009, which we ended up moving to Wyoming in March, April 2009. So it wasn't that long after his interview that we moved. So I am officially from Gillette, Wyoming, 7 years now, going on 8. So I'm going to start off with I'm from Gillette, Wyoming, and I'm going to explain to you that in the PowerPoint that I'm not able to show on this because I've been having difficulty. In the PowerPoint, it will show you Gillette, Wyoming on the second slide, and on the map, it will show you the map of Wyoming. Gillette, Wyoming is in Campbell County, which is the northeast corner of Wyoming. And Gillette is like dead center in Campbell County, which Gillette is home to the Thunder Basin area. So because of the coal mining, the oil, and the gas methane, so in Gillette, Wyoming, it's bordered by 6 states, South Dakota, Montana, Idaho, Utah, Colorado, and Nebraska. All 6 of them border the state of Wyoming. The capital of Wyoming is Cheyenne, which is in the southeast corner of Wyoming. Another interesting fact for the state of Wyoming is Wyoming has the first national park, which is Yellowstone National Park, over in the northwest side of Wyoming, in which they also have Jackson Hole, the Teton Mountain, and everything over there is just plain out beautiful. And then Wyoming also has the first national monument in America, which is Double Tower, which is a huge rock sticking up in the ground, out of the ground, which is like a 30-minute drive from Gillette, Wyoming. So that was nice. So I'm going to start off with Gillette, Wyoming is 44.2911 degrees north latitude and 105.5022 degrees west longitude. I already mentioned that Wyoming is bordered by 6 states. Gillette, Wyoming is home of the Indian capital of the world because of the oil, the coal, and methane gas that it produces that brings in all the money and powers America. Gillette, Wyoming is a small town living compared to a big city living in Washington, D.C., where I go to school at Gallaudet University, the only deaf and hard of hearing liberal arts college in America and the world. Gillette, Wyoming is home to 50 to 60,000 residents and 4,500 feet above sea level, so you're living on a high mountain. The weather basically has 2 seasons, winter and summer. Summer is also known as construction season by Wyoming residents because that's everything that Wyoming does in the summer is construction just to prepare for a winter season. But like after summer we have like maybe like a week. So depending on the time of the year that we get fall for like a little bit, and then we have winter. And then, like, we get spring for, like, a little bit, and then we jump into summer. So, there's only 2 seasons in Wyoming, basically. What else is it? There's a lot to do, actually, in Wyoming. You can go and explore. You can hike, go hike the Bighorn Mountains, go hike the Black Hills in South Dakota, go to Montana, go skiing, go snowboarding, go snowmobiling. There's everything you can do in Wyoming. You can go four-wheeling, you can go dirt bike riding, you can just go explore anything and everywhere in Wyoming. Just, you can't go trespassing, because then if you go trespassing, that's against the law, and I really want to get that. So, also on the PowerPoint slide with the map, it has the entrance sign to Wyoming. It says "Welcome to Wyoming," with the Teton Mountains in the background and the cowboy in the middle, which is the Wyoming symbol. And then Wyoming motto is further west. On the next slide, you'll come across the top picture will show you the coal train leaving Wyoming full of coal, which in the video that I shared with you on the second video, it will explain the coal industry, and in the picture it shows you it just shows you one train leaving Wyoming, but roughly between 20 to 25 trains leave Wyoming daily to power America, to go to power plants across America, to go power America's electricity and all that. The bottom left picture shows you a picture of myself and my dad, coal mine when my grandparents visited Gillette, Wyoming. My mom was working, so my dad and I decided, but hey, let's just go show my grandparents and myself where my dad worked, and I learned a lot from the coal mine tour. I got to see how it's done, how they take the coal to the different stations to get grounded into fine pieces of coal that it can go to the power plant and go produce the energy for America. So that was really interesting. And then the bottom right picture shows you the entrance into Wyoming from 5 or 6 different entrances. So, which they are brand new, and it says energy capital of the world. So, and 5 or 6 different entrances into Gillette. So you see that every time that you come into Gillette. The first video will show you that it's the nightlife of Gillette, Wyoming. You will see the beautiful sunset that is indescribable, and it doesn't show you justice in the video. It doesn't show you justice what it actually looks like. So, if you ever get the chance to come to Wyoming, take that opportunity and go live it up. Go explore Wyoming. I always say, everyone has to experience a Wyoming sunset at least once in their lifetime. So, the Wyoming sunset is just indescribable. It's not the same as Washington, D.C., Ohio, anywhere in the world. It's not the same. The second video will explain to you the coal industry, about the history of coal, from 1950 to now. It will show you what it actually looks like and how they do it, and they have to dig up all the dirt. They have a dirt crew where they dig up all the dirt, and the coal crew will come in and get out all the coal, and when that's done, then they'll bury it back up with dirt, and so on, and continue doing that. They say it's going to be around for another 150 years, and we'll go from there after 150 years. I have decided to relocate from Gillette, Wyoming to Manchester, England. I chose Manchester, England because it's America and based off of England, and I always wanted to go to England. Specifically, I've always wanted to go to London, but Manchester, England is about the same as London, but it has a lot more. It has I feel like it has a lot more history there, and everyone goes to London, but not everyone goes to Manchester. So I just want to be that unique and different one to go experience a different part of England. Go to Manchester and explore what Manchester has, and on weekend days off, go to London, go to Ireland, Scotland, go explore the whole country of England, etc. Manchester, England is at 53.4808 degrees north latitude and 2.2426 degrees west longitude. The next slide on the PowerPoint, which is Manchester, England. The left picture shows you, I couldn't really find like a country state line of welcoming you into Manchester, which I searched forever. I finally said, okay, we'll just do the airport. Welcome to Manchester from the airport, which is really interesting, but to me specifically, seeing that welcome to Manchester sign from like in the country, it's more interesting, and you see like from their perspective, like what Manchester all about. You see that from their perspective, from their country state line of the sign Manchester. Manchester is home of soccer. They are huge on soccer. Found that out a lot throughout my research. Manchester is home to the textile industry, which was based off of females working there a lot, more than male, and children working there too. Mostly female, getting the job done while the males were out doing other ordinary male things that needed to be done in order to live back in the day, which the textile industry started to decline throughout the years as we to till today, and there's very few around now. On the next slide, talking about Manchester, you'll see the state of England, the country of England, my bad, and Manchester circled in red. The next two pictures to the right on the top show you the industry, textile industry, which females work more than males, and children work there too. It's really interesting to see the olden days pictures of the economy back then, and the middle picture on the top left shows you the mill, the industry, and the workforce in Manchester. As we get to the bottom row, starting on the left, is the transportation back in the old days. They really didn't have anything but like trains that weren't fully trained, that they didn't have a top over top. So that was very interesting to learn about. And we get to the middle picture, those are the buses that are ran through Manchester, England, and all over England for the cities, which they remind me of Harry Potter, and how Harry Potter, because that's where it's based out of, the Harry Potter buses, and I was like, those are really interesting, and I would always love to ride on one of those, and they look fun. And the last picture shown about Manchester, England is the Town Hall of Manchester, England, which is one of the oldest buildings there. So that was really interesting also. Manchester, England is home to roughly 520,000 residents and about 125 feet above sea level, which it being the second largest big city in England, Manchester is, with 2.55 million residents living in Manchester. Not as big as London, but right there behind London. Manchester, England is home to the Manchester Ship Canal, the Port Canal, where they are bringing in trade, food, etc. to help build Manchester even bigger to where it is today. The Manchester Ship Canal of 1894, and they have the Beetham Tower, the Manchester Civil Justice Center, Midland Hotel, One Angel Square, Manchester Town Hall, and lots more things to explore inside and outside of Manchester. The video of Manchester that you'll be seeing that I showed you on the first slide, but I didn't show you. But the first video explained the financial crisis of Manchester and the economy about Manchester, so that was really interesting to learn. And then the second video shows you how Manchester had grown from way back when to now, which is really interesting to find out, like, what it was like back in the old days compared to now, like, what they did have and what they didn't have compared to what we have now over there. So, that was interesting. So, going to be moving from Gillette, Wyoming to Manchester, England as my relocation place. I will be working in the public school system in Manchester as a deaf and hard of hearing teacher. It'll be a challenge. I'm going to take this opportunity. It'll be a challenge, but it will have its amazing moments and memories that will last a lifetime. It'll be hard at first because it's going to take time to adjust everything, being a day ahead of Gillette, Wyoming, ahead of America. It's going to take time to adjust from being from a small town to going to a big town, city life style, getting used to that big city lifestyle compared to the small town lifestyle. So it'll take time to do that. Adjusting to everything that's in Manchester, the history of England, the English accent that now that America has the new English accent compared to England accent. Going to Manchester, England, I'll learn a lot more about the history of Manchester, including the history of England. So, but in the end, it'll all be worth it, and I look forward to Manchester, England, and learning more about it. I'm going to finish with a quote that I said specifically. So here it is. Adventure is out there, but you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and go for it. Go explore what this beautiful world we live in has to offer. Adventure is out there. You have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and take the opportunity to live your life to the fullest. Thank you.